I'm currently trying to set something up here to film on. Because I'm tired of not having a real, like, thingy. You know? And I'm in the Walmart parking lot, and I was just like, maybe I can do something, because I have hair ties, and I have, a car with, like, handles and shit. I don't know, is there a way I can prop this up so that maybe it's not bouncing every 5 seconds? That's the problem I have. I have a hair tie on this thing right now, and it's bouncing, literally every 5 seconds. So maybe I will see if I can stabilize it a little bit here. I don't know if it's going to work. So, okay. Hopefully I won't stop the video by accident. Or my phone doesn't fall. Okay. That's kind of stabilized. It's more stabilized than what it was. It's not going, So, what I did was I went to Burger King. I know I've done so many videos of me fucking sitting in my car in Walmart eating fucking Burger King. But I got chicken fries, and I got something I never got before. Now, I know what you're saying. Jess, it doesn't matter what you got, because it's all bad for you. But, you know how I normally get a Whopper, right? I did get a Whopper of Coke. So I want to show you something. So some of you may not be aware. This is a triple Whopper, by the way. I'm in rare form today. So this is a triple Whopper. I just want to show you how big around it is, the comparison to my head, to my hand, the thickness. It resembles me when compared to most women. This is a fucking regular, like, cheeseburger from them. This is probably the serving size you're supposed to eat as a human being. But America's like, fuck out of here, bitch. I also kind of want to try the cheeseburger to see if the beef tastes different. Speaking of beef. Yeah, I'm going to have to rearrange my sandwich. Because no offense, I love Burger King. I really do. I used to, like, never think to eat there. But, now I, like, love their sandwiches for some reason. But I think I've realized why. If you've made, like, a homemade burger in your house, okay, and you're not a pussy, so you eat, like, onions and lettuce and tomato on it, right? You keep the onions and lettuce and tomato, away from the heat, on the counter in a little bowl, generally. And so, when you eat this stuff, your burger is warm and your toppings are cold. That's how you know it's fresh. I have never had that at McDonald's. I've never had that at Wendy's. I've never had that anywhere but Burger King. And there's also terns flying around the parking lot, which I know you're thinking, what is a tern? What kind of bird is that? They look very similar to seagulls, and people often call them seagulls. And also, there's a YouTuber I watch named Timmy Tomato. He did a taste test of the Big King, I guess. And I'm just sitting here thinking, because apparently it's Burger King's answer to the Big Mac. I'm sitting here thinking, so this isn't the answer to the Big Mac? Another thing, you can't go to McDonald's and say, hey, can I get a triple Big Mac? They'll spit in your food. It's not on the menu, so they'll spit on your food. This is a triple Whopper. It's on the menu, but it's not on the menu. Like, it's not the main event, but it's on the menu. The guy just pulled in a truck. And he's low-key, like, watching me. So I'm gonna obstruct his view just a tad bit with my visor. You don't know me, sir. This may be the only time I get to myself. It's not. I live alone. He doesn't know. But I've been trying to eat less fast food. So, fast food will always be a thing for me, I think, but I don't want it to be this big, problem in my life anymore. So, yeah. If I come up here and eat higher quality fast food, in my opinion, allow me to explain. Burger King is further away from me than McDonald's. McDonald's is literally spitting distance from me. I could walk to McDonald's if I had the gumption. Burger King, on the other hand, yeah, it would take me like 4 days. Maybe one day. If I walked, like, in a speedy pace and I was wearing some good shoes and I had a lot of water with me. Yeah, maybe a day. But yeah, like, I went and got my taxes done today. I wish I was getting more back, but you know what? At least I didn't pay like $300 to get them done like some people do, so it's fine. But yeah, I'm gonna try this little cheeseburger. I kind of want to see if it's any good, you know what I mean? Like, if it's the kind of thing that if I came up to Burger King and I was not as, if I didn't have as much with me, I could get this to hold me over. Because here's the thing. It is like 2 something in the afternoon. I haven't eaten yet today, and I've been up since like 9 or 10. I also get bacon and cheese on these. So, make no mistake. When I get a triple Whopper, I go full Monty. I don't take it easy on it. I don't pretend, oh, I'm just gonna get a dainty triple Whopper. No, I'm not fucking lying to myself. This is not. This is what I don't like. I watch Nikocado Avocado, right? I don't like that he sits there and says, oh, it's water weight. Oh, it's this, it's that. Because I get that it's part of his character, it's part of his, shtick. But we all know you're fat, dude. We all know that you eat fucking fast food in copious amounts. Amounts that make what I order look like nothing. Every day. And you do it multiple times for multiple meals, from my understanding. Do not. Why do people have to park near me? There's like 6 parking spots over there. There's like 7 right beside me. And this motherfucker has to park right behind me. He's lucky I don't key his damn car. Sorry, I just hate people. Another thing is, he parked behind me, so he has to back out. I don't like that. I've tried to find a spot that I can pull straight through so I can pull right out. I don't have to back out. He also has that, like, annoying fucking mustache that comes this way and down. Like the guy from fucking West Coast Choppers. The dad from West Coast Choppers. Or Orange County Choppers, or whatever it was. He used to fight with his son. He was the only one that is allowed to have that fucking mustache, okay? It only worked on his face. Everybody else, if you have that kind of mustache, shave that shit, because it looks obnoxious on you. Anyway. But yeah, if you haven't watched Nikocado Avocado and that's not your cup of tea, that's fine. But he'll sit there and say, it's water weight. Or, I don't know how I'm gaining weight, it's a medical mystery. Or, some nonsense about how he's hypoglycemic and he has to eat like that because if he doesn't, it messes with hypoglycemia. We know, dude. We know. That ain't water. Some of it might be water because there's a lot of salt in fast food and salt causes water retention. But, no. But I will say, I feel like him being vegan and so skinny saved him because if I decided to start eating like that 3 meals a day and had the money to do it and I knew it was going to get me views, I would be 700 pounds by the end of March. Like if I started right now and did that shit every day. Also, the shit is not cheap. He'll get on there and say, oh, I spent $100 on McDonald's today, or $50 McDonald's mukbang, or $180, almost $200 for Cheesecake Factory. I think most days he says that he spent like 40 or 50 on the food. But there's days that he pays like twice to 4 times that much on food. And then people say, oh, he's wasting, he doesn't even eat it all. I'm like, that's because even if he is fat, his stomach only stretches so much. He's still a person. You know, man? I'm gonna try and make this a longer video. Because I'm off today. I have nothing to do. And a lot of people who post these eating videos, and I think I might call this a mini mukbang, because it's still a lot of food. Because I got a triple whopper, I got a chicken deluxe, I got the cheeseburger, I got the chicken fries. And that's all. But considering most people would pick one or the other, not all of it. I'm not going to say that I'm going to sit here and eat it all, but look at this bite. It has the tomatoes, the cheese, the burger, the bacon. I watched the Jeffree Star video, on to other things. I also commented saying, imagine if Nick and Eugenia Cooney switched, lives for a day or a week. Eugenia would be up to a healthy weight, and Nick Ricardo would be on his way to a healthy weight. If you get the joke, I apologize. If you don't get the joke, why are you watching my channel? You're probably easily offended or a child. This is Sprite. Because I like soda, but sometimes I don't want to drink something that's heavy and syrupy. And in any case, I'm pretty sure, even if it's soda, clear liquids are easier for your body to process. Whoppers are so good. Like, genuinely. You know what's funny about this? I might go in here and get groceries at Walmart, but I'm going to be eating this for the next, day and a half. Are there mukbangers that are Chinese that do it every day? The only one I really watch is Nick, and I watch him because every one of his videos is different. Not just food, but 1 second. Yes, this is an onion. I'm gonna wrap this back up because I'm gonna try that cheeseburger before I get too full. Sometimes I'll watch his older videos where he's just sitting talking about something. Or even some of his newer videos where he's sitting there talking about something. He's actually really smart. It sucks to me that the only way that he could get views was by being this, like, psychotic character that we all know he's not really like that. Yes, some people are a little eccentric and they, you know, they have their days and they can be a little over the top. But let's be real here. To live like that, or to live with someone like that, like his boyfriend, would be absolutely exhausting. That guy's already back out here. Did he just come back out here to check to see if his car was locked? He doesn't have anything in his hands or anything. Sorry I'm being weird, but it's weird, right? He's also a Steelers fan. Go figure. I'm an Eagles fan. Suck on that. So now we're going to try this cheeseburger. So this is probably just one burger and cheese. I'm going to see what all's on it. I'm going to see if there's any, like, toppings. No, it's literally just burger, cheese, and lettuce. Which I'm not complaining. Sometimes you only have what you have, you know what I mean? It's not bad, but the cheese literally takes every other flavor and sends it. If I just wanted something to hold me over until I got home, I would get that. Let me find my Burger King receipt. I was just going to see how much that was in comparison to the Triple Whopper, too. Okay. A Triple Whopper with bacon and cheese and no pickles is $8.39 apparently. And a regular cheeseburger is $1.59. Yep. So, literally a fourth of the price. So, I mean, if you're hungry and there's only a Burger King nearby, this would do it. It's not bad. It makes it, the combination of ketchup and, like, cheese, because it's American cheese and American cheese is very processed, makes it taste sweet. And when I was a kid, what I used to do, before I realized that I liked chicken on most things more than beef, is, you ever see trucks and realize how massive they are now? I would just take the burger off. Which, by the way, these burgers kind of look questionable. Like, it's not focusing, but you know. Maybe it would focus if I wasn't such a shaky piece of shit. There's a hair. It's probably from me. Anyways. You literally can't taste this burger in it. Between the bread and the cheese and the ketchup. That's why I took it off the bun to try it. It tastes about the same. Yeah. Well, of course it's going to taste the same. It's the same beef, but it's kind of disappointing they don't put any lettuce, onions, tomato, or anything on it. It tastes better without the bun. But yeah, like I was saying, when we were kids, we would go to McDonald's, I would get a burger and then take the burger off the bun, and just eat the burger. Because I love the taste of just the meat by itself. McDonald's meat's a little different. I don't know if they season it different or what's going on with that. But, yeah, it's different. Then I discovered chicken nuggets, and we never heard from burgers again. I remember people used to get annoyed when someone would say that these were their favorite thing or the only thing they liked from Burger King. If you were in a car full of your friends and you said that those were your favorite thing, there was always that one friend that was like, well, you know that they freeze those and then recook them later, right? And we're all like, it's fast food, okay? None of it is fresh. None of it is good for you. None of it is the same as eating at home and eating fresh vegetables. We're all just going to be honest with ourselves. So if you're a fast food elitist, which I kind of am, you're probably kind of a asshole, which I am. Which I'm kind of a fast food elitist, but at the same time, if I'm paying for food at all and not making it at home, I just don't want it to taste like shit. Or make me sick. Or, so, I don't think I'm an elitist or that I'm stuck up. I just think that I want quality stuff. Someone mentioned me in a comment. No, I don't care. I got into a debate kind of with somebody why I'm not getting vaccinated. And they're like, you just don't get it. I'm like, I get it. I'm just not falling for it. I made the argument once again about why you're allowed to say, I don't want treatment for this, that, and the other thing that could be terminal, that could be deadly. You could go to the doctor, find out through a blood test that you got AIDS from blood transfusion 3 decades ago. And you could look at your doctor and say, I don't want meds for this, I don't want treatment for this. You could find out you have a terminal blood clot in your brain or a tumor in your brain or something, and you can still do that. But this shot, they're trying to take away your freedom of choice. Why? Because freedom of choice is your right, an unalienable right in either the Constitution or the Bill of Rights, it says. And people are okay with that. You have the right to live free from fear. Well, I don't know about you, but fearing losing your job and your way to make a living and take care of in some people's cases, a family and, anyone that they have to support. They could have kids, they could have disabled grandparents that live with them, they could have a pet. You're taking away their options where they can be employed because they don't want to get a shot. You're the piece of shit. Okay? Another thing. What virus, sickness, cold, flu has ever been so varied? Okay? I want you to think back to when you were in elementary school. These are kind of cold, so they're not as good. And I think I'm getting full. And I really hope that motherfucker did not just beep at me, because I'm sitting here minding my own damn business, sir. Do not pull him behind me. Don't do it. Big ass truck. I fucking hate people who drive big ass trucks. They're all fucking assholes most of the time. What was I saying? I know I was talking about vaccines, but you have the freedom of choice in every other aspect. I'm gonna let the stuff that I just ate settle, and then I'm gonna take a couple bites of my chicken. And I didn't get any junk. I didn't get any cookies. I didn't get anything like that. I figured there's enough sugar in the soda. Another thing, I need to go in here and get more probiotics because I'm trying to take probiotics and, change my stomach chemistry and maybe change the things that my stomach wants. I've noticed lately that I'm getting to the point where if I get a candy bar, sometimes in the middle of it, I will completely lose the desire to eat it. And I'm glad. I posted I didn't post it because I recorded it and then I was like, that's a long ass video, I don't want to do that. But this video is purposely going to be longer. So I'm going to talk about real quick, away from the vaccines, away from, that kind of shit, because everyone has their own fucking opinion on that. I think it is about control, I think it's about fear, and I think it's, because, I remember what I was saying now. What other virus are the symptoms so varied? I want you to think about all the times you got sick in high school, and in elementary school, and even now within your family, that weren't COVID. How many times, I'll give you an example, I had strep throat like 7 times. And every single time, the symptoms were the same. Okay? I've probably had bronchitis a few times. Symptoms were the same. I got COVID and I got the fucking sniffles. And I'm not vaccinated. And I know people that were vaccinated that got it that were down. Like, sometimes for a day, sometimes for a week. And some of them were down with like, fever, chills, body aches. And some people were down because they just felt like shit. And, they couldn't keep food down. Or they, it's so different. And I don't understand. And it was like that before there were different variants. So I don't want somebody to comment saying, oh, well, variants. No, even before we had Delta and Omicron and all that, even when there was only one strain, people were still saying, oh, well, I got really, really sick. And someone else would say, well, I didn't have anything. I had the sniffles. And when I say that, I don't say that to, like, rub it in people's faces. Oh, I didn't get as sick as you. No, it's confusing. And I actually sat there and I laid in bed because, that's how you get rest when you're supposedly sick. And thought, all I could think was, I was sicker than this, tested negative multiple times, and had to keep working because I couldn't take time off. And on top of that, some of you where you work are going to get COVID pay if you get COVID. I did not. I had to use my PTO days, and I'm annoyed at that. At least I had PTO, and I still got paid for being off, but I'm annoyed at it. Anyways, I think when it first started where I work, when it first really hit, they were giving COVID pay then, but I'm not positive. But yeah, I'm gonna talk about my, weight loss, weight gain, things like that real quick. Okay. I've always been heavier. I was 160 when I was 11 years old. That's not normal. And I know I'm built a little bigger, and 11 years old, I was probably already like 5'5" or 5'6", but still. I'm 5'9", I'm not that much taller than I was back then. But I was 245 by the time I was like 12 or 13, and I'm saying all this for a reason. At the age of 19, I'll go back to when I was 13, I used to sleep a lot because I stayed up all night, and I was a depressed kid, and I did eat more junk food than I should have, but, They were worried that my sugar was too high, and that's why I was sleeping all the time, because my pap was a diabetic. They checked my sugar one time when they woke me up, and it was 64. At 5'9" and 245 pounds, your sugar should not be 64. It really shouldn't. I didn't even think about it at the time, and I still haven't got really checked out for it or anything, but I will say that a lot of the things I used to experience in my sleep, and like how deep I used to sleep, and if I got shaky upon waking up or things like that, they are things that just don't happen anymore, seemingly. But I don't live with my mom anymore. I'm not living through, as much anxiety as I used to. When I was a teenager, my pap was in and out of the hospital. He was getting picked up by an ambulance. He was having seizures. He was, we found out he had a brain tumor. They took it out, most of it, and then it came back. And, there was a lot of shit going on. In my 20s, I lived with my mother until I was 28. And in my early 20s, I used to sleep a lot, and it used to irritate her because I didn't have a job or anything like that. I was very depressed, very anxious, unmotivated, and it's kind of the same old song and dance a lot of people go through. And I'll admit, I regret wasting my life sleeping all the time because I could have had a job and a place of my own a lot sooner. But at the same time, the way that I found the place that I live now was kind of like the universe lining up. I don't like saying that because I also give credit to God because I know that I wouldn't have found it, I don't know if I ever really talked about it. I think I posted a video where I was sitting in my car saying, yeah, my mom kicked me out. But me and her had been fighting off and on and having disagreements for a while where she would say, well, if you don't like it here, get out. If you don't like it here, get out. And I would always just say, well, where am I supposed to? In my head, I'm like, where am I supposed to go? And I would look at places. I would. But at the time, I was working part-time at a store where I got, probably 30 hours at the most and, 15 to 20 hours normally. And I was making $8.27 an hour then. And so, although I wanted to move out, it was very, 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 tumultuous of a time in my life. I think I'm using that word right. And so when I was 28, I had started where I work now. I was still part-time. I'd been trying to get full-time, but they wouldn't give part-time to the position that I had, or give full-time for the position that I was in. I'm still in the same position. So my mom one day says, you know what? She was asking me to do something, and because I was going to do it. It was like dishes or something. I was going to do it, but I was finishing, that episode of the show that I was watching, I think. So I sat there a couple minutes. And she goes, you know what? Whatever, just get out. And this is during a period of my time where I was convinced, fully fucking convinced my mother hated me. I don't think that anymore. I think she was just very frustrated and annoyed that I didn't seemingly have the motivation, but I also don't know if she has the same mental problems that I do, or, just doesn't see it from my perspective or understand. You can't expect everybody to understand, what you're thinking, going through, or how you're perceiving things. And I've since sat and realized that a lot. And I do absolutely appreciate all the things my mom did for me and all the shit of mine that she put up with. Hopefully my phone's not overheating again. It gets really hot, and I have it kind of in the sun. I'm trying to, But anyway, this is just going off tangents and tangents, but that's why this video is going to be so long. I'm going to open this, or half open it. There, it's half open. But yeah, and I decided, you know what? I am. And I took my keys for the house off of my keychain, and I threw them on the couch. I think I went upstairs and grabbed a bag full of my stuff and threw it in my car, and I took off. And my cousins came out. She's like, what's going on? I was like, well, I'm done, basically. And I asked, I stayed with my friends for a week or so, maybe a couple weeks, 2 or 3 weeks maybe. I don't exactly remember. It was in March of 2020. It was like from April to March of 2020, and we were driving around looking to see if there was any trailers at the trailer court they lived in at the time, um, for sale. And so we found one. It had for sale, and then there was a phone number, and I called it. And the rest is history, as they say. And I don't always like living alone because there's times where I get creeped out or I hear something, and I have to pull my fucking britches up and go check out the noises myself now. But you know what? I have an entire trailer to myself for less than most people pay for an apartment. It blows my mind that people that pay like thousands of dollars for an apartment that's probably smaller than my trailer don't just move. Like, because I know not everywhere has the same kind of setup as where I live. There's not trailer courts everywhere. There's not, cheap housing everywhere. But it's crazy to me that it's just crazy to me. But those people make a lot more money than I do, so, because apparently they can afford it. So, I don't know. Maybe I should just shut up. But yeah, back to my weight loss and my weight gain and my life in that regard. I've also been trying to get my YouTube channel to take off more. I want to post, like, real videos. But at the same time, back to my weight loss. When I was 19, it was the year I graduated, and it's weird because I went from being like younger than everybody else, and my birthday being at the end of the year, to being older than everybody. Because I failed in 7th grade, so I graduated at 19, and I graduated in 2010. I'm an old motherfucker, so to speak. So, when I was 19, I had to go to the doctor for a physical for something. Or it was just a checkup or something. Either way, they weigh you. I weighed 296. And that was the closest I had been to 300 at that point. And I was like, oh, God. It hit me that I needed to change something. So, my mom said, yeah, we need to, do something about this. But it wasn't that she was, like, obsessed with my weight or something like that. She had never made me feel bad for being heavy. She had only ever shown concern for my health. And yes, she wanted me to get off the couch, and yes, she would use a harsh tone and say, get the fuck up and do something, but I kind of understand her perspective, because being heavy is not good for you. She never straight up said, you're a fat ass, or, you're too big, or, she never made me feel inherently like my weight was what was wrong with me as a person. So maybe that's why I don't have a lot of, like, issues that a lot of girls do. I want to lose weight and be healthier, but I want to do it the right way, where everything changes, like, my body weight and my mentality. Because the mentality I have right now is very much that of a fat person that there's just a lot about it that even I don't understand. But anyways, I started